Am I gonna make a P. Diddy video? No, not really, not entirely. I'm not up to rap with all the lawsuits. I of course know of them, because they're a shit ton, pile on top. But when it comes to like certain names being passed around, like victims that are sharing accounts, I really can't say I know all about that. But with this story, I can definitely cover it because right now, is a lawsuit about Diddy and Jay-Z. So, like something new, something fresh, entirely original. Jay-Z might have had a lawsuit in recent, like I do with P. Diddy, that I might have missed. But I don't think there was ever a lawsuit that alleges, this is the crazy part, I warned you, that alleges that he raped a 13-year-old girl at a party back in the year 2000. Okay, so I got that out of the way, I got the hook in. To paint a picture, this lawsuit right here, I'm gonna talk about in this video and read articles from. It was originally filed in October, simply against Diddy, but now, as of recent, was refiled back on Sunday, this week, to include Jay-Z as well. The accused in this lawsuit, who was 13 at the time, goes by the name Jane Doe to protect her identity. And most of the account of what she alleges happened at that time comes from this NBC News article, and around down here in the section of this article, you can see most of the story, so I'll just get into it. The lawsuit claims that in 2000, when Doe was 13, Combs and Carter, Jay-Z, and Jimmy Carter raped her at a house party after the MTV Video Music Awards in New York. The lawsuit says a friend dropped her off at the VMAs at the Radio City Music Hall. She did not have a ticket and she approached various limousine drivers to try to gain access to the show or an after party. One driver, this part's crazy, one driver, the lawsuit says, told her that he worked for Combs and that she fit what Diddy was looking for. I'm gonna say it right now, I've read this whole thing. There seems to be an aspect of the story where every single person involved, apart from Jay-Z and Diddy, are also like complete pedophiles, or working for the pedophiles and do it proudly and knowingly. Because there's one part right here where a limousine driver tells this young girl that he's gonna take her to P. Diddy because she's what he wants, or exactly his type. Am I denying this is not real? Of course not. Do I think it's butt fucking crazy? And I'll show you another person that fits in this stereotype of being like a hunter for Diddy and Jay-Z. He invited her to a party after the show and told her to return to his car late in the evening after he transported Carter and Combs, the suit says. Later, the driver picked her up, the suit says. After 20 minutes, they arrived at the White House with a U-shaped driveway. Keep that in mind. She had to sign a document that she believed was an NDA on arrival and did not receive a copy to enter the party, which the lawsuit says was filled with celebrities and people doing marijuana, Mary Jane, and cocaine. She was offered a drink that made her feel woozy, lightheaded, and felt like she needed to lie down. Again, like the same connection people made at a Diddy party, getting, drugged out. The suit says she went to her room to rest. Shortly after, the suit says Combs and Carter, this part's funny, Combs and Carter entered the room with Combs saying, "You are ready to party." When I read this, I was like, is he white now? Okay, this part gets really graphic, and again, if you find it uncomfortable, I give me the warning, and I'll give like a time to skip, because there's more stuff to the story. That's when she alleges Carter removed her clothes, held her down, and raped her while Combs and a unnamed female celebrity watched. Again, it was another part where someone makes it seem like, they're witnessing this and they had no issue with it, or, they never came to tell the law or tell the police. And I find this part weird because it makes it sound like this person wasn't massive and, wasn't really connected with Diddy. Because, other people, around the same level of fame, when, the Diddy stuff broke out, they were kept quiet because, they had connections. But this person, this unnamed celebrity, it makes it sound like, they were small enough where if they saw this, they had the freedom to tell the police what they just witnessed. The suit says that she was able to resist being forced to perform oral sex on Combs by hitting him in the neck and that he stopped. A 13-year-old girl being strong enough to hit him in the neck and stop a fully grown man. I'm just pointing that out. After the alleged assault, the suit says she grabbed her clothes and left. She made her way to the gas station where she called her father, it says. And this part, this section onward, it gets nothing else, about what happened after. And again, I know, there was a statute of limitations where when a crime is old enough, more than 2 decades, I imagine, it's not really, it's more of a gray area where the law doesn't care that much. And right now, it's a civil lawsuit, so, it's completely outside of the law, not involving police. But again, if this happened like in 2000, how the fuck did 3 people stay quiet about this? The limousine driver, the unnamed celebrity, and her father that had no issue going to a gas station and picking up her daughter in the middle of nowhere with her clothes barely hanging on as if they were ripped off from her. Okay, so that part's over. Now I want to cover like the beef I say, between this Jane Doe's attorney and just Jay-Z or his attorney. It seems to be like very, savage. The attorney that's representing Jane Doe goes by the name Tony Busby, and like he seems to have like a history in this, because back in October when I came across this Sky News article, this is like how he announced he was going to represent 120 accusers against P. Diddy, against Combe, that is going to go on trial next year. So you've got that, and the legal representatives for Diddy, they call this stuff, these lawsuits, just shameless publicity stunts. But I think Jay-Z, even though like he was just thrown into this, he had like a way more, passionate, aggressive statement that was dropped on the Rock Nation Twitter account publicly just as of yesterday, barely yesterday. And I'm gonna be honest, when I read this, I had no idea if a lawyer, Jay-Z, or a rambling madman wrote this. This is actually insane. My lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. At home on him, what he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the very fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. Definition of what that is, because who the fuck says red penny? These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. I agree, but at the same time, this stuff is so old, I feel like a civil lawsuit is the only way to go. If it is true, I'm not gonna say bullshit. Whomever will commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? Okay, that's a loaded question. These allegations victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. This lawyer, who I've done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these type of theatrics. Again, like I mentioned, 120 people, which might be insane. I don't know. I'm not sure if attorneys can handle that, but whatever. I have no idea how you have come to be such a deplorable human, Mr. Busby. But I promise you, I have seen your kind many times over. I'm more than prepared to deal with your type. This part is so funny. You claim to be a Marine? Marines are known for their valor. You have neither honor nor dignity. Fag. My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to set our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims, and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Children should not have to endure such at a young age. It is unfair to have a trial to understand inexplicable degrees of malice meant to destroy families and human spirit. I'm not sure what the term is when you use very personal stuff to attack the statement, but what the fuck is this paragraph? My heart and support goes out to true victims in the world who have to watch their life story is dressed in costume for profitability by this ambulance chaser in a cheap suit. You have made a terrible error in judgment thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made after the project of Brooklyn. We don't play these types of games. We have strict codes and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake physics, will believe the idiotic claims you have levied against me that, if not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, would be laughable. I look forward to showing you just how different I am. Okay, like I said, hopefully you understand now why I have no idea who wrote this, because it sounds very unprofessional. Even if the lawsuit came out of nowhere and you think it's bullshit, surely a statement like this one shouldn't come out, or should come out, but a bit more, professionally handled or worded a tiny bit. But yeah, I think I got my point across about laughing about this, because even though, it's very fresh, and legally I can't really, be like, oh, it's real, or it's bullshit, there were some parts that are so insane, both from the plaintiff, Jane Doe, and from, Jay-Z. Both parts have made very bizarre responses, or, said insane stuff. Do I personally think more will come from this? I'm not sure, because again, this lawsuit is very recent, and there's no evidence really brought out, apart from testimony. There might be, some people like the driver, or the unnamed celebrity that might come out, but again, if this happened this long ago, again, there's nothing wrong, bringing it to light now, but I feel, something will come from it back then, at the time, back 24 years ago. But yeah, overall, if I look more into the friendship between Jay-Z and Diddy and I'm like, ugh, or if more stuff comes from this, then yeah, I'll change my opinion. But right now, at this point in time, it just feels like a very bizarre lawsuit where both parties said crazy shit.